Right.
And I was missing that. 24 years in the military, you have that sense of connection with your brothers and sisters. And I said, well, I'll go give it a try. And my wife's a veteran too, and she said, well, I'll come with you. And she's one of my biggest supporters. So we went out, and the biggest thing I found was it gets you out of your head. You're too busy trying to figure out what a G and an E is, and you're like, where do my fingers go? You don't have time to think about anything else, which is where most veterans get into. They're in their head and can't get out of it. So that was a game changer for me. The group, Music Healing Veterans, started about 2017-ish with a few guys, and it has grown exponentially to 3 chapters, one in Ottawa and one now in Kingston, and it's probably put about 300 people through their group. It's for all serving and retired veterans, all first responders who have visible or non-visible injuries. They come out, they give you a guitar, they give you a tuner, a bag, a strap, picks, anything you need to get started. You have to commit to 10 weeks of lessons. Now, it doesn't have to be 10 straight weeks. Life gets in the way. You just can't get out sometimes.
Yep.
Some people still have jobs. But as long as you finish 10 weeks, they take back that guitar they loaned you, and they give you a forever guitar. Here you go, this is yours. We hope you stay and carry on and learn some more and be part of the family, which a lot of people are missing, and getting better. If not, that's cool. We're a non-for-profit, registered non-for-profit organization, so everything, like everyone else, is all donations. Yeah. So we have a core group of guys who are really fantastic players, and they're getting well known around the valley here. They play down at the waterfront. They play at some of the local venues around town.
Right, and I know they've played for the Robbie Dean Center. Yes, on a few other activities as well. And
there's no set fee. It's if you want to give us something great, and all that money goes right back in. There's no paid positions. Everything goes right back into buying straps, guitars, bags, everything that the students need as they come in. They've played, like I say, the local venues. They've played the Army Run, over 20,000 people.
Wow.
Like, they're just crazy how many people are there, and you're just terrified. You're sitting there going, I don't know, am I going to be okay? It's a little nerve-wracking, but probably couldn't have done that 6-7 years ago.
Right.
So it gets those people out of like I say, out of their heads and doing these things and belonging to those group, and everyone there is so fantastic. And they're like-minded, that they're all just like you. So that just makes things so much better. And we have a great organization or affiliation with the Zion Lutheran Church here in Pembroke. They give us their whole basement. Okay. They believe in what the group is doing and saying, listen, we want to help you guys out too, so here's our whole basement to use on Thursday nights.
Right.
And we have different classrooms set up for beginners and intermediates and the performers and electric guitars, whatever you want to learn. It's just a really I can't say enough about it. I've been privy to a couple of things. Like I say, it helped me out, but I know you've heard this one before, but I actually was at this little craft show in Pembroke, and it was October, it was cold, it was miserable, rainy, and we knew our guys were playing, so we went out to support them. We weren't that good to play yet. And there's the boys underneath this sunshade there, trying to keep dry, and our poor drummer, Mark, they'd made up this makeshift little tarp for him because he's trying to play the drums out in the rain. He couldn't fit under the tent because of his gear. And we're supporting them and listening to the songs, and I happened to look over and I saw this guy and his wife stand in the corner, and I said, the rain, or is he crying? And I said, Lisa, I think he's crying. And Scott Duffy, one of our guys, just set his guitar down in the middle of a song and walked over and grabbed this guy by the shoulders and went over and took him off the side and talked to him. And this guy was on the edge, which we found out later, quite a while later. But Scott just grabbed him and off they went to the side, and that saved this guy's life.
Right.
In my mind, it definitely saved his life, and now he's a core, integral part of Music Healing Veterans, and that's the kind of thing that it does. Cost you nothing to come out. Just cost you a little bit of your own time, and get out of the house and come on out and see us.
And sometimes that's the hard part, is getting out of the house and making that first step. But when I've seen you guys on stage many times, and I've seen the new guys come on stage, and then fast forward a year later, they're now more in front on stage, and they're loving what they're doing, and it's fantastic to see. But it's amazing how many gaps and holes there are in the system that our guys are falling, into, and it just allows the guys to spiral further and further down.
It definitely can.
So programs like Music for Healing for Veterans and the Robbie Dean Center and K9 and all the others that are out there, it's great to see that it's out there allowing veterans to connect, but it's sad that it has to be kind of grassrooted and started by us in order to fill these gaps.